What if aging were not just the passage of time, but a biological process that could be better understood and managed? What if science could help us stay healthier for longer, not by promising miracles, but by learning how the body responds to energy, stress, and repair? Around the world, researchers are studying exactly that question. And at the center of this discussion is a medication that has been used safely for decades, metformin. Known primarily as a treatment for type 2 diabetes, metformin is now being explored for its possible connection to healthy aging. But is it really a longevity drug, or is that just a modern myth? Let's look at what the science actually says. Metformin has been prescribed for more than 60 years. Millions of people around the world take it daily to help manage blood sugar levels. Over time, scientists noticed something interesting in large population studies. People using metformin often showed lower rates of certain age-related conditions, such as cardiovascular disease and some types of cancer, compared with similar groups not using the drug. This observation caught the attention of researchers at places like Harvard Medical School, Mayo Clinic, and the National Institute on Aging. It raised an important question. Could a medication designed for glucose control also influence the biology of aging? To understand this, scientists looked inside the cell. They found that metformin activates an enzyme called AMPK, short for adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. AMPK acts like a cellular energy sensor. When energy is low, AMPK turns on processes related to maintenance and repair rather than growth. This is similar to what happens during calorie restriction or fasting. At the same time, metformin indirectly reduces overactivation of another pathway called mTOR, which is associated with rapid cell growth and aging when constantly overstimulated. In simple terms, metformin helps cells focus more on balance and efficiency. Large observational studies from the US, UK, and Canada have suggested that people with diabetes treated with metformin sometimes had better long-term outcomes than expected, including lower overall mortality compared with other treatment groups. These findings were surprising and sparked deeper investigation. However, it is important to understand that these are associations, not proof of cause and effect. Scientists are careful to distinguish between what is observed in populations and what is proven in controlled clinical trials. This brings us to a critical point. Metformin is not approved as a longevity drug. It is approved for diabetes management. While research is ongoing, no major medical organization currently recommends metformin for healthy people solely to extend life. The interest in metformin is not about creating a shortcut to immortality. It is about understanding how metabolism, inflammation, and cellular stress affect the aging process, and how lifestyle and medical science might work together to improve long-term health. One of the most well-known projects in this area is the TAME trial, targeting aging with metformin. This large, carefully designed study is supported by researchers from the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, Harvard, and other institutions. The goal is not to see whether people live forever, but whether metformin can delay the onset of multiple age-related diseases at once. If successful, it would help establish aging as something that can be studied and addressed systematically, rather than only reacting to diseases one by one. But the deeper message goes beyond any single medication. Metformin represents a shift in how medicine looks at aging. Instead of waiting for problems to appear, researchers are asking how the body responds to everyday signals: nutrition, physical activity, sleep, and stress. Metformin is interesting because it mimics some of the same cellular responses seen with healthy habits like regular movement and balanced eating. It doesn't replace those habits. It simply shows how powerful those biological pathways are. Many people today worry about fatigue, reduced focus, and the fear of losing independence as they get older. Longevity science is not about escaping aging. It's about maximizing health, clarity, and function over time. The idea is not to add years to life at any cost, but to add life to years. Metformin is studied because it offers insight into how the body manages energy and repair, not because it guarantees a specific outcome. Top research centers are now combining biology, technology, and data science to understand biological age, which may differ from chronological age. They study inflammation, metabolic health, and cellular resilience. The goal is to help people make informed choices based on evidence, and that is what unlimited longevity stands for. Turning complex science into practical understanding, without exaggeration, and without promises that go beyond what research supports. So, is metformin a myth or the new medicine of the future? The most accurate answer is, it is a window into a new way of thinking about health. It shows that aging is influenced by biology, environment, and behavior. The real longevity tool is not a pill. It's knowledge, combined with responsible lifestyle choices and professional medical guidance. When science and awareness move together, time becomes less about decline and more about opportunity. If this video helped you see aging from a new, evidence-based perspective, consider subscribing to Unlimited Longevity. Here, we explore the future of health with curiosity, clarity, and responsibility. Because the future of well-being begins with understanding.